Coachella, what was once a festival for people who authentically just enjoy music, has evolved into an Instagram content creation mecca and a place where people with low self-esteem could show off how much internet clout they have. From the gifting, the parties, the exclusive access, and of course the outfits which people plan oftentimes months in advance, I'm gonna try all of it to answer two questions. One, do all these extra things actually add any value to the experience, or is it just a plot for Instagram turbo thoughts to flex their internet clout? And two, is it actually even still possible to enjoy this festival just on the music alone? Let's find out. Before I hit the road, I needed to talk to someone with first-hand Coachella experience to see what was up.
What up, bud? Good nap. Good nap, great nap.
Now, Kuko isn't just a Coachella longtime attendee. He's also a certified two-time Coachella veteran, having played it in 2018 and 2022.
Honestly, I know there's a stigma around Coachella and it'd be kind of like whatever people see Coachella as. I like it. I always have a good time at Coachella.
Do you think it's still possible to go to Coachella as purely just you're a music fan, trying to go and see some good bands that you're excited to see, or do you think it's cooked over the years from the influencers, all the extracurriculars, all this crazy stuff?
I think they've always had good artists. People just look at the first 2-3 lines.
Right.
If you go with the right crowd, with the right homies, you're probably gonna have a good time. You just really have to know what's up and kind of geek out about music and all the different genres that there are.
Okay, this is offering me some hope.
Yeah, bro.
So the irony is not totally lost on me that I'm asking all these questions while simultaneously being part of a group that might actively be ruining Coachella. The majority of my income right now and for the foreseeable future is literally to post videos on the internet, which would make me, dare I say, an influencer. But here's how I'm gonna use this to my advantage over the course of this video. First off, I'm actually a fan of music, so I'm gonna be leaning on my non-influencer friends to keep me honest and unbiased. And second off, I'm gonna be using my position to try all of the extra things in question. The gifting, the parties, exclusive credentials, etc., etc. Okay, so with all that out of the way, I've already hit some influencer giftings. These are basically events brands throw where they give you a bunch of free stuff with the idea that you'll be posting with it at Coachella and onward. So thank you to All Saints, Skims, Gas, Levi's, Cotton, Noah, and Crickle Cage. Let's get it. You may be thinking that I'm driving my Jaguar to the desert because I wanted to stun on these hoes, but no, that's not the case actually. What actually happened is I was planning on driving my Land Rover. I was driving it yesterday, turn it off, go back to turn it on later, doesn't start. I tried jumping it, the battery ended up being fine. So then I hitchhiked to AutoZone, got some tools, came back and tried to clean off the terminals to the starter. That still didn't help, so I'm just gonna need to put a new starter in it. But now we're driving my Jaguar. Every motherfucking YouTube video that I make, I break a car. And this time, I didn't even start the trip. I barely even started filming, and the car immediately just doesn't start. I can already hear you guys in the house, oh, bro's allergic to driving reliable code. I hear it.
On the road to Coachella.
And also we're like 2 hours late already. Look, there was some technical difficulties getting out the door this morning.
If it breaks down, I'm gonna jump from a bridge because it's the last car that I own.
Got to Palm Springs. It's officially about 5,000 degrees in this motherfucker, which is, I only brought pants in case you guys are wondering.
Happy birthday!
Hi, thank you so much.
Many of the real clout demons stay in brand-sponsored houses. Think like a weekend of Love Island, but it's just influencers. They often have chefs, shuttles, and parties on site. That being said, I decided to follow Kuko's words of wisdom and get a place with my friends. Look, I'm gonna said earlier that part of it is to plan your outfits months in advance. Truth be told, I just kind of threw everything that they gave me in a bag and said, let's keep it pushing. I didn't have time. But honestly, I got here, it's too damn hot for me to even care. So today, less is gonna be more. We hadn't even left the house before the influencing started happening, but that would not be the last of it either. On our way to get our wristbands, we spotted our first influencer shuttle. Step 0, gotta pick up the passes. The higher up the credentials you get, there's no line in here, versus this.
Having access to the artist areas is such a flex to Coachella clout chasers because these wristbands are never made available to the general public. As a spectator, you get these either by being a performer's personal guest, being important enough to be given one, or in my case, having a friend who works for one of the companies that puts on this whole festival. Thanks, Allie. This shit took way fucking longer than I thought it was gonna, and it would probably take 10 times longer had we had waited in that line, but we got to skip the line and we got to really good parking. This is the artist compound, so it's like extra fucking cursed in here. Can't imagine other festivals are doing food like this. Is it necessary? No. Is it nice? Absolutely incredible. We completely blew off the first people we wanted to see for that Kazunori, but it was really good and free, so it was a 10 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned. You may be thinking that eating free raw seafood at a festival in the middle of the desert sounds like a horrible idea, but spirits were high. Walking around this place is massively overstimulating, but we were ready to see some music, which was easier said than done considering there were really no maps or signage anywhere. After meandering for about 15 minutes, we found what we were looking for. Must be the fancy kind. Look at these chandeliers. At night, navigating through the crowds at the larger stages revealed another major perk of having the fancy passes. We were able to walk up mid-show, get a great view, and have plenty of space to dance around. Considering how packed it was walking through the GA area, I was massively appreciative to have access to this guest section. Another perk of the artist compound we found was a free photo booth, a feature that I would later realize cost $12 in the VIP section. There's so much going on at every corner of this place, so overstimulating. You couldn't possibly see all the stuff that you wanted to see if you spent the whole day walking, because then you'd miss half the stuff. So you just kind of take your wins where you can get them.
Dancing on the grass. Might not make it to the afters because I'm going so hard.
Festival portion of the day over. I'm completely burnt. I don't know how people want to go out after this. I'm gonna go home, see if I can rally, but I might save it for tomorrow. There it is. Salvation. Holy shit. My legs are toast, boy. Good morning, beautifuls. Look, last night, I'll be honest, I didn't make it out. I tried. We got home after 1. It wasn't happening. Your boy was fucking tired. But don't worry, today we're gonna make up for it. We got a big day. We're gonna be at the festival the entire day. Definitely go out after. Pizza Slam tonight. That's the biggest one. We're gonna be outside. When I saw Allie's vitamin and supplements collection, I was starting to feel like I should have trained for this by partying in smaller doses starting months in advance. But it was too late for that, so I took Jake's recommended vitamin beverage elixir to ensure my endurance. You know those like Flintstone gummy like
Dude,
chewables?
yeah, for sure.
It tastes just like that.
That's so true. I was kind of...
What time is it? 2:15?
250.
No, it's not 250. Even with our preferred parking status, getting into the festival took way longer than we thought, and we missed my friend's early show. This did, however, give us some time to check out another perk of the artist compound. We're about to do this thing called Music Hairs, which is like a rehab facility, but their activation here makes custom, what do you call them, earplug? Yeah, earplug. They just basically make custom in-ears so you can protect your ears from going to the concert. Wow. They then take the pink mold to make the earplugs and ship them to you after the show. Again, all totally free. Okay, what we did is we got access to this blue thing, which is a secret new area that we didn't even know about until right now.
The bar back there is really nice because there's AC and chargers and they put the game on.
What?
Yeah.
And it's all free, like drinks whenever you want, waters, 5 to 7.
It's almost like we're cosplay being in the comfort of our own homes, but at a festival.
Real pimps and players in the AEG. All the baddies want me because I'm plugged in too in the AEG. AEG.
I have to say that maybe the best part of the upper level Coachella wristbands is stuff that you might normally take for granted, like having access to pretty nice actual bathrooms instead of porta potties and free cold water bottles. We saw a surprising amount of pregnant women all weekend, but even more surprising was the first performance we saw this day was a pregnant man who put on a pretty awesome show considering how far along he was. And I know what you guys are all wondering. Did he also take off his pants by the end? Yes, he did. After scoping out one of the many bars throughout the festival, we were shocked to see Taylor Swift performing to a crowd full of seemingly every tattooed white boy living in the greater Los Angeles area.
It's white boy summer. Come in there.
On to more crowds, more shows, more dancing, and golf carts and trailers. We're having
That's how they roll in the artist trailer right here.
Coachella day.
All right, today here I was thinking, okay, we've learned from it, now we know how to navigate out of the festival, right? No, overshot the car. Completely dropped the ball on that. There it is. Found this motherfucker. With day 2 of the festival behind us, in order to get a more full scope of how Coachella really is, we headed to the afters. It was back and forth, but we got wristbands. Now we're about to go through security.
Sports, fuck off.
Once we got there, before even making it inside, we were exposed to a side of Coachella we had yet to see. This party was insane, from the celebrity cutout entrance, lots of free food trucks, a mechanical bull, which they gave you a free bag of clothes for riding.
Well, we get free shorts and a free K-pop. And a free tote bag.
Cigarette towers, DJs, free drinks, photo booths, etc. But I was starting to see some of the people that were the reason that Coachella has the reputation that it has today. Now don't get me wrong, we had a great time in this party. However, seeing the lengths that some of the people were willing to go to just to show off that they were at the coolest party on the biggest night of Coachella felt a little dystopian. It's 3 a.m. We're leaving Pizza Slime. There's 2 options here. We could go home, or because it's Coachella and parties go all night here, we could go to Zenyara. This is a party that occurs basically at this huge compound with a pool in the middle that's about the size of a lake. It's gonna be a game time decision. We'll just cruise by, see how it looks. Oh man, if they don't let me park in there, I'm going home. Where am I supposed to park? Okay. Saying I got an Uber here. We'll hit this one tomorrow. This is too much. Look at all these cars all the way down the street. It's a long street. Last night we went to Pizza Slime. It was a lot of fun and a little bit overwhelming. A lot of main character energy, a lot of posturing going on. I don't know, the vibe felt a little off. So today we're going to a pre-Coachella party to see if the vibe's a little different. This one is at the Palm Springs Surf Club. If this parking costs more than 30 bucks, I'm leaving.
It's gonna be 20 for the parking, bro.
Okay. We're not off to a good start. There's one thing about me, I fucking hate paying for parking, especially in a place where this whole place is just a giant parking lot. It's not even a covered space. Are you fucking kidding me? 20 bucks? When we got inside, we realized that this was not actually the party we were expecting, but instead a water park for adults. It had pools, water slides, a lazy river, bars, lounges, an alarmingly pregnant woman, and most importantly, a wave pool you could surf. While it did look like a pretty fun place to hang out, it mostly felt like we were at a Vegas day party without bathing suits. So we kept it pushing.
Day 3. The energy feels a little different today, and I don't mean that in a positive way. I mean, we haven't made it into the festival yet, but people are feeling a little disgruntled, and maybe it's the mass amount of partying, the mass amount of exercise, dirt inhalation, or maybe it's just because people haven't slept in like 3 days, but I don't know. Hopefully the vibe will be different once we get in there.
General is this way, guys. General.
We look like general youth hoes. No, just kidding. I could fully be in general. I'm starting to lose faith that this is even fun because everyone's pushing, shoving to get in, cutting everybody off, and the security and all the staff, they're gatekeeping us and they're preventing us from getting to where we want to be. But then we get in there and we see the bands and it's fucking awesome. And I don't know, I think this festival feels awesome in spite of all the bullshit that goes on. Right when I thought we were back in there, walking across the festival, I think we're gonna hit Kazunori again, right? Boom, security gatekeeps us from Kazunori. I don't know what's going on today, but they can't stop us. We're gonna get in there before the end of the day. Spirits were at their lowest they'd been the whole weekend, but just when we needed it the most, we saw a beacon of hope. In a place where so many others were concerned about which photos to post on Instagram and how many followers their friends have, it was nice to see someone so authentically just enjoying the moment.
We made our way back into Kazunori, but I'd realized I'd gotten swept up in all the free perks and shiny distractions that come with the artist guest wristband. I'd come here for the music, and somewhere along the way, I'd lost sight of that, but we got back on track and things were looking up.
But we had one last Coachella box to tick before we left the festival. The Caravana Human Tower.
Honestly, this thing was way cooler from the outside. I don't even know why. Besides the air conditioning, I don't know why people come in here. If I were to redesign this thing, I would have put like LED strips down the side with a little diffuser so they could kind of create the color vibe of the outside. Diva down! We got a diva down!
This day started off on a little bit of a weird note. We saved it at the end. But we're not finished yet. We got one last party to hit before we call it a trip, and that's Zenyara. Will I be able to find the car? I think yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we're close.
God, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh! Where do I enter? Okay, thank you.
This looks good. Yup.
You guys parking or dropping off?
Parking. Yes, sir. I don't know what to expect. Could be cool, could be insane and overstimulating, in which case I'm gonna leave immediately.
You are cold blooded. You stand right here in the line.
These people are coming in herds. We got here at the right time. It's like probably 2 minutes before a herd of people walking in. Thank you. All right, we're through. Got the wristband. That was way easier than yesterday.
To the party, guys. We have some spicy Patron margaritas for you tonight.
There it is, the lake-sized pool.
Inside we were greeted with all kinds of little presents. I was most excited for a burger, and they even gave me a wristband to pick up another free one in the real world. Here they had lots of free clothes and a 10-cent vending machine filled with things I like. Oh!
Oh my god, I get so. Yeah. I'm gonna take some of these.
Oh my god, you're bullish on the strawberry kiwi, huh? Okay. This whole place had about 7 parties inside of the one party. Anything from hanging around a campfire to a full-on nightclub with tables and bottle service.
I think the most insane part about this party is that right now, it's Sunday night, 1 a.m. This is not even close to the peak of the party. Probably another hour before this party peaks, and we'll keep going until sunrise. I've seen enough.
So the weekend has come to an end and it's time to decide, has the internet ruined Coachella? So question 1, is all this extra stuff actually additive, or is it just a way for people to flex their status? And I feel like the answer is sort of both. While to many people, it is really just a status symbol and there's so much posturing and so much main character syndrome, in the same breath, you can sort of shut all that stuff out too. My favorite part of the whole weekend was going and seeing the music, and having the fancier passes definitely added to that. But having those passes was far less important than just going and enjoying the music with good company. And question 2, is it even still possible to just go and enjoy the music? Yeah, absolutely. While all the parties we went to were certainly a spectacle and interesting to see, if you take all that out of it, you might even be better off. There's simply too much stuff for you to try and do within that 3-day span, and I think skipping sleep in order to go see all of it is simply not worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who made this weekend awesome, namely Allie at AEG. Thank you to Wrangler, Guess, All Saints, and all the other companies that either had us out to giftings or sent stuff. Thank you to Pizza Slime and Zenyara for having us out to your events. Thank you guys so much for watching, and check out my website at maxforcracks.com. Get you some merch, come on.